Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Christina Worcester, and in this video, I will be attempting to replace my screen time with reading time. Now, my average screen time, when last I saw it, was 7 hours and 59 minutes, which means that by doing this challenge for a full week, 7 days, I will be reading approximately 56 hours over 2 entire days. I have checked out 6 different audiobooks, which, according to the Libby guesstimates, should add up to be 56 hours. And they are all books that I need to read for my 25 before 25, so if I manage to successfully complete this challenge, I will also be getting a good chunk done for that as well. And the books are The Guest List by Lucy Foley, which was recommended to me by my college classmate, Caitlin. Camino Island by John Grisham, which was recommended to me by my mom, Julie. She's Too Pretty to Burn by Wendy Hurd, which was recommended to me by my friend, Isabel. Hidden Pictures by Jason Rakulak, which was recommended to me by my coworker, Rachel. Sushi for One by Cami Tang, which was recommended to me by my coworker, Karen. And You've Reached Sam by Dustin Tao, which was recommended to me by Valerie from a Facebook group. This challenge will start on the 19th and end on the 25th. The reason I am putting it off by 2 days as of the start of me recording this video is because I have work on the 17th and 18th and think it would be physically impossible to get in 8 hours of reading on top of that. Okay, everyone, it is day 1 of the Replacing Screen Time with Reading Time challenge. I am 3 hours in out of basically 8, and I am 29% done with the book that I chose to start with, which is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. I just took a break for lunch, so I thought this was a decent stopping point where I could relay these updates. In terms of how I feel about the guest list, it's a little bit hard to get into, partially because almost every character is at least a little bit insufferable for their own unique reason, and partially because the actual thrilling, inciting incident hasn't happened yet. I mean, they technically have like flash forwards, but I'm not really counting those because the main timeline is happening the day before the wedding, and the flash forwards are just little glimpses. I am about to go to bed, but I wanted to let you all know that I finished my 7 hours and 59 minutes of reading. I am now 77% done with the guest list. I would say I'm enjoying it a lot more now than I was before, because before it was kind of just the lead up to the wedding, but now that we're actually at the wedding, it's a lot more interesting. Yeah, I think that's basically all I can say without giving any spoilers. It is 3:47. I have finished the guest list, and I have about 6 hours of reading to go today. I liked this book, in spite of the fact that basically every character in it, with the exception of maybe Olivia, was not a good person. Once you get into the meat of the story, I feel like it gets more interesting, and I appreciated that there wasn't like any superfluous details in this story. Like, when I say that basically everything came back, I mean it. It won't be for everyone, but if you're struggling with this book at the beginning, I would recommend pushing through. All right, it is 8:04 p.m. and I have about 3 hours left of reading to go. I am 31% of the way into my next book, which is You've Reached Sam. It's definitely not a happy book. It's a decent portrayal of like grief and stuff, but I can't help comparing it to A Monster Calls, which was able to get like very similar points across in a much more concise manner. It is 11:16 p.m. I have officially finished day 2 of the replacing screen time with reading time challenge. I am about 6 hours into You've Reached Sam. I am about 61% of the way into it. I don't know if I've already said this. It feels like, but it's not a happy book by any stretch of the imagination. It's definitely an interesting portrayal of like teenage grief, with some magical realism embedded in there. I don't know if I'm using that term correctly. But yeah, I like how as the story goes on, we sort of get more of those perspectives from the other people, instead of just being the one person Julie, because that's where this book kind of differs from A Monster Calls. I know I already compared it to A Monster Calls, but it was kind of just the one guy and his grandma grieving in that one, and then in this one it's like the entire school is grieving their classmate. You know, Sam doesn't just have Julie, the main character. He also has like lots of other friends who are mourning him in their own different ways. But yeah, that's where I'm at with the book. I will hopefully finish it tomorrow, and I can give you my final thoughts then. Okay, I am going to be completely straight with you guys. It is 2:39, and I have not started my reading yet, but I had a reason, and the reason being that today is my mom's birthday, and we were out and about getting various freebies. I will do my best, but between my mom's birthday and the fact that we are going to church today, I'm not sure it'll be physically possible for me to get in 8 hours of reading. It is 6:55 and I got 1 hour of reading done today. I am 70% of the way in to You've Reached Sam. So that does mean I will be taking the L on this one. But tomorrow is a new day, and I will do my best to be successful for the rest of this challenge. All right, it is 5:48. I think this is day 4 of my reading challenge, and I have just finished You've Reached Sam. I thought it all wrapped up rather nicely. I've heard there is a sequel. I know there is because it was one of the Goodreads Choice Award nominees, but I wasn't able to read it for my challenge because I hadn't read the first book yet. But I would definitely be interested in reading the sequel. I am interested to see where the story could go. I know that the sequel is about Sam's friend Oliver. But yeah, and hopefully I am going to actually be able to get my 8 hours of reading done today, but if not, it is what it is. I have about 4.5 hours of reading left today. I am about 11% of the way into my current read, which is She's Too Pretty to Burn. I don't feel like I'm far enough in to really be able to give any concrete updates on how I feel about the plot or the characters. Yeah, that's it. It is 11:53 p.m. and though we cut it very close, we did successfully get in 7 hours and 59 minutes of reading today. I am now 63% done with She's Too Pretty to Burn. My thoughts on this book so far, a lot is happening all the time, and frankly, it's a little bit overstimulating. All right, it is 5:24. I have finished She's Too Pretty to Burn, and I have about 5 hours of reading left in this day. I was not the biggest fan of She's Too Pretty to Burn. I found it to be overstimulating. I don't know if I've ever read a book I can say that about, but if any book were to be described as overstimulating, that book would be She's Too Pretty to Burn. There's just so much happening at any given moment that I simply could not deal with it. Also, if you are planning on reading this book, the description is going to make it sound like Veronica is the main character, but it's actually pretty 50-50 between her and Mick. If I had to pick just one of them to be like the main character, I would actually pick Mick over Veronica. So, yeah, don't be shocked by that like I was when you go into the story. Okay, it is 7:31. I am 15% into Sushi for One. I will say, I'm not normally a Christian fiction person. This is a Christian book. But I actually don't hate this so far. It kind of just feels like a regular rom-com. Not too heavy-handed with the Christian stuff, which is typically what I don't like about a Christian book. I think the main character's family antics are funny. The part where she mentioned the exact percentage of body fat she had was a little weird, but the book was published in 2007, and I have to read it anyway, so you kind of have to look past certain things if you want to have an enjoyable experience. It is 11:57, and I have just finished my 7 hours and 59 minutes of reading. I am 54% of the way into Sushi for One. Is this a masterpiece? No. Am I having a fun time anyway? Yes. Is the main character a not like other girls girl? Yes. But, you know, no book is going to be perfect. It is 4:45 on the 6th day of this reading challenge, and I have just finished Sushi for One. To the shock of literally everyone who's gonna watch this video, I actually found myself enjoying the book more than I thought I would. I do not normally read Christian fiction because I do not normally enjoy Christian fiction, but I don't know, this book was fun. And you can't say that about every book. It is 11:24, and I am about 29% of the way into Hidden Pictures, which is my next book. I like it so far. It's interesting, it's spooky, which is good because it is categorized as a horror on Goodreads, though it feels more like a thriller to me, but maybe that's just because I don't read a lot of horror. All right, I have finished Hidden Pictures. I enjoyed it. It definitely kept me guessing, and I definitely didn't expect some of the plot twists that happened. And yeah, that's how I feel about it. All right, I just finished watching the 3-hour premiere of Survivor 50. and it ran a little bit longer than I thought it would. So unfortunately, I will not be able to fit in my last 50 minutes of reading for the day. So I did technically fail this challenge, yes. But I don't feel like I failed at reading. I mean, I read for 48 hours, I think. And I finished 5 books that were all on my 25 before 25 list. So I weirdly still feel proud of myself. And the lesson I should take from this, I should probably be spending less time on my phone, because 8 hours a day of doing anything is a lot of hours. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. You're the best!